What's going on, y'all? It is Crew, also known as a Rainy Storm, checking in. I am your Cosmic Rootwork astrologist specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at arainystorm.wix.com, and you can find me on all social media at arainystorm. We are getting into Chiron in Cancer. Like I told y'all before, we're going to keep these things real short. I am going to make an update video because I can't go live from the phone. Y'all, we 1,000 in. Shout out to everybody who supported along the way. You feel me? So for the new moon in Cancer, I'll definitely be going live. So y'all make sure y'all come through and check that out. I got a couple things that I do want to break down and talk about. So y'all make sure y'all come through. And if y'all have any questions or anything, we can come through, chat, blah, 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 get it cracking, whatever. All right, so let's talk about Chiron first, and then we'll move into the Cancerian energy. So Chiron was developed in about 1977, but I do feel like Chiron was already, in its own form, was already something that was kind of like in the realm of astrology, the westernized version of Chiron, right? But honestly, like I've been saying on the other videos, I'm not saying now, when I say this, y'all, that don't be coming at me in the comments, all right? Because this is just something I picked up when studying and learning about Chiron. But it does remind me of Kundalini energy, okay? This shit definitely has a lot of Kundalini themes to it. It's not exactly the Kundalini, but it reminds me of that. It's the ability to heal thyself. It's the ability to heal your own self through your own experiences. And in turn, by healing yourself, you're able to heal others, right? So it's being able to tap in, it's being spiritually aware, So, Chiron comes with age. It comes over time. These are like childhood wounds and things that you experience. And since we're specifically talking about Cancer, this really hits home, right? Because Cancer is cardinal water. It rules the 4th house. This is the home, So when we talk about Chiron and Cancer, we talk about breaking generational cycles, right? Because if you look anywhere in somebody's birth chart, look to the 4th house and you will see the lineage, you will see bloodlines, you will be able to see like the generational cycles. So I'm gonna go into that in another video. I won't even go there because we talking about North Node and South Node astrology, karmic astrology and things like that. I always look at the person's 4th, even if that's not where the North and South Node are placed. I always look at a person's 4th because that is where your roots are. Okay, so once again, generational cycles, breaking generational cycles. And also this is the family wound, right? Because Cancer rules home, children, family, the places where you place your roots, your genetics, or I would say not your genetics, but your roots, your line, your lineage, bloodlines. So these are, honestly, I feel like Chiron in Cancer is pretty heavy for somebody, especially because I feel like it can be heavy. Like, I don't want to put that on you. You definitely want to see what's aspecting your Chiron, and you also want to see what house is playing in. But when you feel in this energy, like when you feel like you have no family, when you feel like you don't have support, it can really do a lot to a person when you don't feel like you necessarily have that. And that doesn't necessarily even go for blood family, but that's chosen family, that's any kind of, because Cancer is that mothering, nurturing support system. And in some cases, it's the father, So it's basically having that support system, the people that you can trust and know and feel comfortable with and support you through those things. So oftentimes, Cancer definitely can feel abandoned. And then it'll basically put itself in situations, or this energy can put itself oftentimes in situations that are unhealthy, because Cancer innately sometimes feels that it can't receive the love that it needs. All right, it often sometimes feels that, well, nobody's gonna love me anyway, so I might as well really. And it can get deep, okay, because this is Cancerian energy, and the water, this is the water that we talk about that pools, right? The ocean, it pulls, right? It pulls you in. So with this energy, I'm going to go into a little bit deeper. No, matter of fact, I'm going to just finish what I have, and then I'll talk about ways to heal it, because it could get deep, like depression deep. And I know we all go through bouts of depression, but Cancer, especially like having that shell, that hermit crab shell, it's harder to kind of pull a crab out of its shell versus it's willingly wanting to come out of its shell, right? So like I said, this is childhood trauma. This is working with your self-esteem, understanding that you do deserve love. We all deserve love, no matter what the situation. Like, nobody in this world, I don't give a damn what they have done, and some people might disagree, everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody in this world deserves to have some type of support, nurturing, something. You know what I mean? And oftentimes when you see people that don't get that, I don't have to go. I don't have to do it. You already know what happens. Like, come on. Like, so this is that energy of feeling at home. This can also be an energy where people don't feel at home in their own bodies, right? This could be an energy where people are very disconnected from their bodies or disconnected from their families. Like, they come in this world kind of like Pisces, but it's a different kind of energy. Feeling like this is not my home, or I don't belong here, or like, who dropped me off? Like, come get me. Like, what the, you know what I mean? Like this is that energy of Cancer. I'm not laughing at you, I promise. Like, my Gemini is just sometimes like awkward moments, instead of like, it's like, ha ha ha. It's not funny though. I'm not laughing at your pain. I'm just saying, like, it's intense, right? And so definitely this can also be like being attracted to people that are unattainable in a way that, and when I read about this, I was like, damn, that is real. Like, for real, like, that's crazy. Like being attracted to people who are unavailable, being attracted to people who don't want to necessarily open up in relationships, because you feel innately like this is something that you cannot have. So you attract people who don't want to open themselves up, because in Chiron and Cancer, it feels there's an energy of feeling unlovable. So then you bring in people who feel that you don't need to be loved in that way, right? So instead of Cancer opening up and finding somebody that would be its match, it would oftentimes push people away who are, but then bring in people who, let's just be real, it's Cancer energy that can be pretty destructive, if we want to be real. Like, on a lower vibrational frequency, that can be pretty destructive or abusive in some cases. Not all, but in some cases as well. This actually goes for Chiron and Scorpio too, but we'll get there. We're not there yet. All right. Can also, and I put feeling in the hole. So feeling this hole, this void. This is also that energy too. And also the refusal to open up in relationships. Being so closed off to receiving that connection that you just kind of create this shell, this shell around you that nobody can get into and nobody can get in, psychic. And I feel like, honestly too, this can manifest both ways. You can have a crab, the Cancer that actually has the shell, right? You can have that where the crab kind of closes itself up in the shell, or you can have it to where there is no shell, there is no boundaries, right? It just kind of lets people do whatever, and then Cancer kind of like pulls away, because it feels so it can, I feel like Chiron and Cancer could definitely go both ways in that. So you just want to be more discerning, and just, it's okay. To me, it's okay to have a shell. It's okay for Cancer to withdraw back into a shell, because Cancer needs that time to really regroup. Cancer needs time to recharge, because it pulls in so much energy from just people. It's like Pisces, it just soaks it up like a sponge. So you need that time to kind of go in the shell, but don't stay in that shell. A lot of people, and this is something that I could definitely say for Cancer is a gift. A lot of people need that Cancerian energy. You are a natural healer with Chiron here. You are a natural healer. It's not something that you have to go to see somebody for and do. Not to say that you cannot you know, develop those gifts even deeper. But you don't need people to, you know, give you the gifts that you already have, to know what you already know, to see what you already see, Cancer. Okay, it's already in you. So basically taking that energy of that healing energy, and once again being able to heal yourself, right, Chiron, and then being able to take that energy when you are taking better care of yourself to give that to other people. You know, Cancerian energy is very generous. It can be very, very generous in a higher frequency. It can be very, very generous to people. And not even that. Cancer is just Cancer's nature, to be giving. It's the mother, once again. It's that nurturing, the moon. It's the nurturing energy, you know. This is also where we talk about the seer dream gifts. I also want to talk to y'all a little bit more about this in a couple other videos, especially children with seers, that are seers, dreams, and gifts that kids often develop that we don't necessarily talk about. But this is also prophetic dreams, having dreams and seeing things before they happen, being able to pick up on people's energy. For example, one example is, let's say you and your girls, whoever, y'all go to the club, right? You know how the DJ do when everybody in the club. It's depending on the DJ now. Some DJs is a little different, all right? I've been a DJ myself, you know, but in this case, you go into the club and y'all finna close it out, right? And so on one end, you got it to where, you know, the DJ's playing turned up music at the middle of the you know, session or whatever. And so as things start to kind of die down, the DJ will kind of, you know, slowly play some slow songs to get everybody that's been drinking kind of like chill before they leave the club. Then there's other DJs, right? These motherfuckers will play music. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's how you want to, you know, leave a club, leave a club. But sometimes when you go into the club with one intention, right, and everybody's still turned up because they had a little couple drinks in them and shit, and they leaving the club, all right, this is where Cancer comes in. If a Cancer, especially Chiron and Cancer, or somebody with just Cancerian energy, especially if Chiron's here, if they telling you to leave the club, leave the fucking club. You want to know why? Because they already know. They can feel the energy of the room. Somebody gonna start popping off. It don't matter. I don't care if you want to stay in parking lot pimp. Okay? It's time to go. Because somebody about to poop up in that motherfucker. So just wanted to, you know, peep that there. Check the vibe. Peep the energy. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, you know what I'm saying, they can pick up on things like that. You know, if they telling you, usually, not all the time, but this is solely coming off not necessarily projections, but just pure intuitive knowing. They be knowing, yo. They be knowing, all right? So this is definitely, if we're just going to talk about the healing aspect of Cancer, I would definitely say Cancerians would be really good for getting into art, music, poetry, anything that allows a Cancerian to feel comfortable enough to express themselves. So even if it isn't necessarily through them speaking or their words, Cancers are really good for, especially poetry. Oh my God. Erotica, all of that stuff. Cancer is able to pull up its own feelings and emotions and being able to express those things through these different modalities, and more so things too. Doesn't necessarily just have to be art, music, and poetry. It could be anything, you know, anything that has to do with creativity, which you can make anything fucking creative, you feel me? Cancerian is good for that. Cancer energy is really, really, really good for that. So this is my Chiron and Cancer. We're going to be moving to Chiron and Leo through Scorpio next week. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all already know what it is. It's already start checking in, checking out without a motherfucking doubt. Deuces. Oh, by the way, merchandise coming soon. August, birthday month. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. We're going to be in this bitch for sure. All right. Deuces.